Hey, good afternoon. Welcome everybody to Bull City Hangout 512. I'm Pat Murray. I publish the Durham Skywriter, that's Durham, North Carolina's online community paper. And today with Bull City Hangout, I'm going to tell you what's happening today in Durham and also invite you to join me on camera to share information, hang out, whatever you want to do. Excuse me. So let's start with the school tools page as always. Everything that I'm reading is from the Durham. First, I have breaking news. Right, let me put my iPad back. Okay, breaking news. Okay, as of this morning, Mayor Steve Schewel did announce that the city of Durham and Durham County will extend the stay-at-home order past this Friday. It was supposed to end this Friday, but we've really got to get these numbers down. People are still being infected with coronavirus. It's real. And you've got to really slow down the spread of the virus. So a formal announcement will be coming within the next couple of days. But right now, I'm just letting you know that the stay-at-home order for the city of Durham and Durham County will be extended past Friday. We just don't know how, when it will end. So now let me go to the school tools page of Durham Skywriter. If you have any comments, definitely leave them below so that I can know what you're thinking. Okay, let's start out with school tools, durhamskywriter.com. I'm going to rush to tell you that you can actually take your kid or kids to get bagged breakfast and lunch, or you can just pick it up for them, I suppose. Now, some people are confused. They're thinking that the schools that I'm listing, that your kid has to attend those schools. No, you just go to your closest school, and this is for any child age 18 and under. Homeschooled, whether they go to religious school, whatever. We want to make sure they get fed. So if you're in need, your child is hungry, you can't feed them, take them or at least pick up bagged breakfast and lunches at one of these schools. Also, adults can get non-perishable food supplies and also family-style casseroles. Can't beat that. So you have until 12:30. That's why I'm rushing. Give you a chance to get to one of these schools. Bethesda, Eno Valley, Githens, Iron Harris, Hillside High, Parkwood, or Sandy Ridge. And just now opening at noon and going until 1:30, the schools are Burton, Lakeview, Shepherd, Southern High School, and Southwest. With it being Tuesday, there's additional schools who have leaped into the fray to help out. And until 12:30, you can go to Brogden, Eastway, Glen, Holt, Y.E. Smith, or Spalding. And from noon until 1:30, Tuesdays only, Club Boulevard, Hillendale, Holton, KIPP, that's K-I-P-P Durham, Marine Joy, and Lakewood Middle School. Also, speaking of free lunches for kids, now these are lunches only. Suppose you're strolling into Chicken Hut. It's Tuesday and it's beef rib day. So you know who's going to Chicken Hut after this. But anyway, you will notice people sitting right there in the vestibule. Those are people from the Healthy Start Academy, and they are giving free boxed lunches for kids. So you can buy a meal at Chicken Hut. You can choose to or not. In any case, if you're in need and your child's hungry, you can pick up a meal for your child at Chicken Hut. It's a wonderful partnership of Chicken Hut and Healthy Start Academy. I think it's really clever. And I think I had one more. Right, with it being Tuesday. Okay, grab and go meals for kids offered by Grace Church of Durham. And that's from 11:30 until 1:30 on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Curbside service, drive up, pick up a bag lunch or two, drive off. There you go, or stroll up. They're at 1417 Coal Mill Road. All righty, got to make sure the kiddies are fed. Okay, let's go to the Word page. That's the nonprofit and governmental information page. And speaking of government, I did announce at the top of the show that the stay-at-home order will be extended past Friday. Don't know exactly how far, but yeah. Okay, New Visions of Africa. They're right next door to W.D. Hill. They have a food giveaway. No age restrictions or whatever. You just go if you're in need. From 3 until 6, they give away food at New Visions of Africa restaurant. And I think we have one more thing. Oh, yeah. Now, if you're a regular reader of the Durham Skywriter, you know that on the Word page, I list a whole bunch of classes given by the American Red Cross. Some of them are classroom, some of them are online only, some are a combination. They just added a class. Now, this is a free class, and I think this is really needed. It's brand new, and it's called Psychological First Aid, Supporting Yourself and Others During COVID-19. And that sounds so needed. So it's a free class. The link can be found on the Word page of Durham Skywriter. Be sure to check that out. Even if you're feeling fine, I would still attend so you can help others who are suffering. All righty. Now let's go to the legalese page. And let's see what's going on. Oh, right. There's a seminar today. Okay, wait. Let me find it. Okay, yes. Today's Tuesday, right? Okay, so today, Legal Aid NC, they're hosting a free online workshop. It's called Child Custody Webinar. This is today from 2:30 until 4. It's free. You can learn all about the child visitation rules and agreements, and you won't be able to get like personal information, but you can learn the basics. Also, the number for getting free legal assistance is given right here on the legalese page of Durham Skywriter. Now I'm going to tell you of some other workshops. So last week they had a Social Security Disability webinar. And then upcoming, in fact, on Thursday, they're going to have an employee rights webinar. Next week, they'll have a simple divorce webinar. And then the next week or so, they're going to have a wills and POA, this power of attorney webinar. So they're always giving these free webinars. Keep up with them by going to the legalese page of Durham Skywriter. And the link, of course, is given. All righty, now let's go to the Let's Go page. That's the calendar of events page. Go down to May 12th. Let's see. May 12th, Tuesday, May 12th. Oh, yeah, this is happening in just a few minutes. So 1 o'clock, Downtown Durham Inc., DDI Third Friday Durham, and Sonic Pie Productions, they're hosting a musical series. It's like an online concert series called Durham from the Heart. And today will feature a young person. Can't wait to see this little guy. Devin Lil Bull Beats Frederick. Can't wait to see him. This is going to be from 1 until 2 on the Downtown Durham Inc. Facebook page, live and free. Can't wait to see that. So definitely check that out. Okay, I told you of the child custody webinar. I can skip that one. And I think there's one more event. Let's see. Yes, one more event. Stacey Abrams from Fair Fight 2020. She'll be hosting Building a Caring Economy, a virtual town hall meeting. It's going to be today at 6 p.m. It says here the current public health and economic crises are hitting low-income people hard, especially people of color. And Ms. Abrams, who once ran for Georgia governor, she wants to lead a conversation about starting a new hashtag caring economy from the ground up. Of course, it's free, and the link can be found on the Let's Go page of the Durham Skywriter. I think that's pretty much it. Let me give you the weather report real quick. It's beautiful. It's 57. It's partly sunny. Actually, I don't see any clouds. Anyway, it's 57. It says partly sunny. It's going to be clear, going up to 64 today. Tomorrow it's going to be 69 and partly sunny. And I think in a couple of days it's going to be like in the high 80s. Can't wait for that. So I'd like to know how you're actually doing. I'm going to actually post the link here if you'd like to join me and shoot the breeze or share some information. I would love that. So I'd like to know how you're actually doing. A lot of us are doing fair to middling, getting through this. Some people are actually having a hard time. Let me know if there's anything the Durham Skywriter can do to help in terms of locating local resources, sharing information. If you want me to look up something, just let me know. I'm really good at locating information. Also, if you want to promote your local business, especially if it's online, because I know how difficult it is to run a business in times like these. A lot of us are laid off, furloughed, etc. I'm going to promote my Pity Pat Crafts business in a couple of days. You can go to the Pity Pat Crafts page. It's on Facebook, and just check out the different toys that I make and sell. Um, Also, I would like to hear from people who are learning how to adjust to having a smaller income. If you've got some tips and tricks to let us know how to get by, we can all learn from you. I'd love to hear from you. If you'd like to join me on camera with some tips, I'd love that. If you want to wait a day or two, that's cool. I do this every day except Sunday at noon. And one speaking of money, I got this weird thing in the mail. It says you have been pre-approved for the special offer. And at the bottom it says, this is a real check. So here's the check. I mean, this is weird. I don't know who these people are, but they sent a real check for $1,500. Now I know people are desperate. Expiration date is May 19th, and it's drawn from Wells Fargo Bank, so I guess it's pretty much real. I don't know. But here's the thing. I know we're desperate, and you might say to yourself, if you get one of these, boy, I could really use that $1,500, and I know I'm going to be rehired, so let me take the chance and cash that check. Just want to warn you, always read the small print on the back. So, you're getting supposedly $1,500, right? The annual percentage rate, the interest is 31.99% interest, which means the finance charge is $478.23. Hey, here's Barb. So by the time, one second, Barb. So by the time you've paid this off, $1,500, you have paid $1,978.23. Read the small print, people. Read the small print. So, Barb is here.
That's
Barb,
howdy.
how are you?
Well, I am managing to stay afloat,
Good,
but
good.
our weather turned south, so I went from that beautiful summertime type weather to
Yeah.
the rain and the wind today. It's pretty fierce,
Oh,
so
really? Okay.
it's impacting my internet access. So
Oh, that's why you're audio only today, I
yeah,
guess.
so I
Wow.
I've been watching because otherwise I've been dropping the stream. So I just thought, well, I would uh, just drop in, say hi, and let you know everything was okay from my end.
Oh, that's good.
And
That's good. I've been enjoying watching your little. One of your dogs went into the water this morning. Went into the creek.
now he's done that 2 days in a row.
Mm-hmm.
The video I shared, I think, was yesterday.
Okay.
Was it yesterday or it was on Mother's Day actually, I think. But
Oh, okay.
he went in again yesterday. And I told my son, I said, you wouldn't believe it because I was watching the dog's name is King,
Mm-hmm.
King Arthur. And I was watching King closely, and
Mm-hmm.
he just in a split second, I turned my head and he was in the water, just
That's
like that.
great because it's fun,
So,
right?
well, it was yesterday and the day before because it was summertime type
Mm-hmm.
weather. But today I had to be
Oh.
real because he got up early in the morning and the first
Mm-hmm.
thing he wanted to do was go to the creek.
Of course. So
That's
so he so he's just a dog. So he's not like testing the water first, right? With his toe. He just
not
wants
at
to leap
all.
in.
He was all in. Well, I think what motivated him the first time around is he saw a frog jumping. And
Oh,
so,
okay. Okay.
he didn't even think when he jumped in,
Mm-hmm.
but he had to get that frog and he was headed for the frog. And it's like, wow, I can paddle, I can move. So then it became an adventure for him. But
That's cute.
he's been quite entertaining. It's interesting about her. She's like dabbled she's not jumped in the creek.
Mm.
His sister, she's very, very apprehensive and watches him and it's like shaking her head like, are you nuts?
Two different personalities.
Yeah, two different personalities for sure.
I can't remember. Are they from the same litter or not?
Yes. Uh-huh.
Right.
They're
Okay.
brother and sister,
But they're
and
still different enough that they don't agree on everything.
right, because he has the genetic rarity of being a fluffy, and that's where they have that longer hair,
Okay.
and so his look is quite a bit different from hers.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I
So,
hope your weather gets back to normal. Normal, whatever normal. I mean,
well,
at least improvement. Let's put it that way.
I think you remember Mayanna Stevenson from our,
Yeah.
yeah,
She's a
she re-
WordPress expert.
right. She reported this morning, same thing. They're having a real cold front moving back east right now. So I don't know if it's in
Mhm.
your getting into your area
Actually,
or not.
I had to put sheets over my new flowers, which I haven't even planted yet. It got down to, I think 2 nights ago it was down to 35, which is pretty cold for North Carolina. And then last night it went down to 39. So I put the bed sheets back out there, and hopefully that'll be the last time I have to do that because let me grab my phone real quick and check my weather because I think it's going to be super duper nice. Like tonight, it's going down to, well, 44 is not the worst, but it's going to only be in the 60s at night in a couple of days because it's going up to the lower 80s.
Wow.
So, yeah. So it's going to be 87 next Thursday.
Rub it in.
Not even. I didn't mean it like that.
No, but I mean, that's
Sorry,
just,
bro.
I mean, to me, a 65-degree day is a hot summer, a hot day here. But the next time I'm going to have anything that's even close to 70 is Friday. But
Okay.
from now until, through Thursday, I'll have the rain and clouds and a little bit of wind, and it's
Mm-hmm.
just the wrong kind of, it's a kind of mix that you can get pneumonia in if you're not careful.
Yeah, yeah. I wonder how volatile your weather is because I was talking to somebody. I said, "Why are the weathermen so inaccurate here in Durham?" And they said, "It's not so much that they're inaccurate. It's just that we're right in the middle between the mountains and the ocean,
Right.
and the winds are such that you just never know what's really going to happen."
Right. And like I'm on a lake, so that's where there's water that
Mm-hmm.
impacts it too. It's just its own little environment there. So because you can be on one side of the place, it's like 15 degrees hotter than it is on the other side.
Mm-hmm.
So on the side that's facing the lake, it's always cooler.
You know what's really interesting? When I see rain approaching, like last week, it was raining in front of my house, but not behind my house. It was so weird, and I could hear it. I could see it approaching like in a wave. You know, like you can stand there and see the rain across the street, and then it'll start coming closer and closer and closer. To the
Mm-hmm.
point where it's right in front of you. That's I always found that interesting.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
The same similar kind of thing happens here.
Mm-hmm.
So are you in Durham there? What are you allowed to go out now? Are you guys all masked up
Actually,
now?
Actually, I just made the announcement that Mayor Steve Schul announced this morning. Well, not announced. He told us the formal announcement is coming in a couple of days, but he told us informally that the stay-at-home order will be extended past Friday. We were going to start
Oh.
coming out from under the woodwork Friday, but Durham is still getting cases of coronavirus,
Mm-hmm.
and you just got to slow it down, you know.
Yeah.
And we don't have armed insurrections like next door in Raleigh, thank goodness. And I think people are being, reasonably understanding. It's very frustrating.
Uh huh.
That's why I was telling people to let me know if there's any way I can help with any information that they could use because a lot of people are furloughed and or laid off, and some people are actually running out of money if they haven't already. And it's scary. It's getting scary for a lot of people.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, so I do hope that we can just hold out for a little bit longer, slow down this virus, and hopefully a vaccination will come to the rescue and we can get on with our lives because this is really. I've been on Earth 64 years, This has got to be the weirdest time in my life. I've never experienced anything like this. I don't really even remember the swine flu and some of there was some other virus that passed through the country a couple of years ago. Obviously, not in my area. So
Hmm.
for me, this is just totally weird.
Hmm.
So, and it's frightening. I actually was taking part in a journalism Zoom meeting about an hour ago, and the leader of the meeting, who's in the UK, you could tell he was kind of sick. He had coronavirus. He said the scary thing about coronavirus, at least for him, is that every couple of weeks the symptoms come back.
Wow.
So he says for him, he can't seem to fully recover, and he's got a
That,
family.
what
So,
age group is he in?
oh,
Do you have any idea?
I would say 40, 45.
Mm.
Yeah,
Wow.
and I try to be really careful because I'm in my 60s. So yeah, it's
Yeah,
scary. Yeah.
I'm in the same boat as you, but I also have in multiple reasons. I'm like in the super high risk category because of the diminished lung capacity and the
Hmm.
cancer story. So
Yeah, you've got to be
definitely
real
not.
careful.
But out at the in the resort area, I don't see any more people than I normally see at this time of year
Oh,
because
right.
so school is not out except the only time that we had really any quantity of people at all is during the holidays and special events, and of course that
Hmm.
stuff is stopped. So
Hmm.
that part makes it easy, but
That's good for
I
you.
yeah, that part. Uh,
So
that
how do you get your groceries then? Do you order them in
well,
or?
that's going to be an interesting story in a few weeks. But right now, my son is with me, and he is
Mhm.
a full time student, and he was already an online student. He'd
Oh,
he'd
good.
gone that route at the university. His University of Washington had already had a full time program,
Hmm.
and so, um, but he'll be gone towards the end of this month. He'll be gone for a couple of weeks, but
Hmm.
ever since the lockdown, he's been able to get my groceries and stuff for me. And
Well, maybe you can
I
stockpile.
well, I because of being at the resort, you live a different lifestyle, so you don't want to have to go to town every day. It's
Hmm.
not like when you're living in the city and you can just, oh, if I don't get it today, I'll go tomorrow
Just
and that
pop
kind of
over to the
thing.
store. Hmm.
Exactly. And that's not, it just doesn't make sense because of the
Hmm.
distance and time, because your surroundings are so beautiful and there's so, well, because I stream them live, it's so many good things going on. Why waste
Hmm.
it in a grocery store line?
Exactly.
And
Hmm.
so he gets, and I make lists and he gets that. Also, he does take care of the groceries, and then I do order and have ordered a lot online for a long
Hmm.
time.
Hmm.
So for us, it's worked out okay.
That's good.
But
That's
yeah,
good.
so and I
Yeah.
also had a complete stock of uh, the N95 mask because we have
Hmm.
fires that forest fires that occur during the summer months,
Okay.
late spring and summer months. So typically, I mean, they can be controlled burns or small fires and that, but
Hmm.
I
Hmm.
can't breathe that kind of stuff, so I have to wear the masks anyway.
Yeah, I remember you had a scare a couple of years ago where it got a little bit
Uh
too
huh.
close to you. Yeah,
Yeah, that
that was
was
scary.
really scary.
Yeah.
Gosh, you remember
Wow.
that?
I do because it was scary.
Was for sure.
Until people go through these things, they don't really think about them. You know,
Hmm. Yeah.
and they don't plan for them either. I know I certainly was caught off guard. And in fact, when this is over, I actually am going to do some grocery shopping for my cousin. She's 95.
Mm.
She said she wants to go because she's tired of being in the house.
Mhm.
And I told her, I mean, I understand the frustration of being inside, but she's 95. I
Does
don't
she
know.
does she have a yard or anything she can even be out in the yard?
Yeah, she doesn't get around very well because she has constant pain. It's like a
Oh,
chronic health condition,
yeah.
um, including severe, what appears to be severe arthritis in the knees. So she's in a lot of pain, but she really wants to go to the store, but I just can't take that chance.
Well,
I
I'm
just
glad you're
can't.
able to help her because if we don't,
Yeah,
when my son is gone now to do that, I don't have I don't have backup anymore because
yeah.
my partner before he had because he passed of cancer last year around this time that
Mm-hmm.
um, between the two of us we covered for each other,
Mm-hmm.
and we had neighbors who were here full time.
Mm-hmm.
And now, I have the people that are here full time also have health conditions.
Oh.
And so everybody's who is, the full timers are sticking to themselves.
Mm-hmm.
So
Sounds like a nice small business that a young person can run in terms of doing shopping for the neighbors.
yeah, I
Carefully.
yeah, uh, everybody seems to have some type of backup,
Mm-hmm.
and I have what I'm going to do though is just get my uh, I've already compiled my list of what I need for that 2 week period when he's
Mm-hmm.
gone. So
Mm-hmm.
unless it's an emergency situation, everything should be okay.
Well, that's good. That's really good. I'm glad to hear it. Actually, I've never had such a full refrigerator. I mean, I'm pretty well stocked in terms of food, paper products, batteries, even. Because the electricity went out last week. That was the weirdest
That
thing.
can happen. Yeah,
Yeah. And I was like,
that's
what the heck? No internet?
exactly. No internet, and sometimes even the water goes off, and that is. I mean,
Oh.
people don't stop and think just
Mm-hmm.
about how critical. You know, we take so much for granted, and
Yeah.
just the basics. We as human beings, we can't live without water. So,
Right. Definitely
absolutely.
can live without food for a couple of days, but not water.
We got to have the water. So
Mm-hmm.
I always have a stock of bottled water,
Mm-hmm.
um, and we have a procedure of saving water. But uh, that is something that can happen.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely, very real.
I was thinking of even getting a small generator.
I have one of those
Oh,
too.
you did? Oh,
I do, but that's the way I roll.
yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
and then if I get you know, because of my story, I
Mm-hmm.
also have warehouse space, in a community nearby, and
Okay.
not like a 10 by 20 storage. It's 3 to 4,000 square feet, I think.
Whoa.
But I have warehouse space,
Mm-hmm.
and I have stuff. Uh, I can make it.
Mm-hmm.
Just
I guess you can. Very, very resourceful.
but that's
Wow.
just because of what I've had to do,
Mm-hmm.
But
Mm-hmm.
I have to get there. You have to get,
Mm-hmm.
from here to there, and it's not within walking distance.
Okay.
So who knows? You just
Who
kind of
knows
have to do
indeed.
it.
I just hope you're able to make it. I'm pretty sure I'll be okay. I'm going to check on my cousin Julia in a couple of minutes. And I hope everybody's out there is doing okay. Let me know if there's any way that the Durham Skywriter can help. Like I said, I'm really good with identifying local resources. If you go to the Durham Skywriter at durhamskywriter.com, you'll see a lot of resources listed. Also, tips, alerts. I will update it because just today, Mayor Steve Schul did say that the stay-at-home order will be extended beyond Friday. So I'm going to wait for the formal announcement because he's going to have the details. Um, it might take a day or two for him to get all that together, and then I will update the Skywriter so you can keep up with that as well. So, Barb, I'm going to take off and check on cousin
Same
Julia.
here. Yes, good to catch up with you. You take care.
Thank you. Thank you so
Bye.
much, Barb. And I'll see you soon. Okay, folks, again, read the Durham Skywriter at durhamskywriter.com for information. I would love if you had information to share it with me and let me share it to the people. You can always write to me at durhamskywriter@gmail.com. You can find me on Twitter at Durham Skywriter. You can just hit me up on Facebook, Messenger, whatever. Also, follow the Durham Skywriter page. I do have two pages. I have the Durham Skywriter page and also a Pity Pat Crafts. That's my toys. And you can actually someone from one of the parent groups here in Durham wanted to know about toys that I made. So I actually did little write-ups and took pictures of most of the toys that I made. A couple of them are under development and they will be unveiled hopefully later this year. But for what I have right now, you can go to the Pity Pat Crafts page and look at those and let me know if I can help you choose fun for your children or even yourself, because I actually have bow and arrow sets. I should say bow and safety arrow sets, which are super fun for adults as well. Alrighty, I think that's pretty much it. Let me check my list here. I think I covered everything. Like I said, it was 57 when I started this. It's probably 59 by now, going up to 64. Clear and sunny. Tomorrow's going up to 69. And later this week, 87. Can't wait for that. Anyway, enjoy your day, and I will see you tomorrow at noon. Ciao for now.